Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show here on this Tuesday, the 15th of September 2020. Glad to have you guys here. Now, you know what? There's not an awful lot happening in the financial system today. Uh, things are getting ready to happen, big things. And maybe we could refer to this as a calm before the storm, quite seriously, but not a whole lot's happening right today, just today alone. If we take a look, we open up the charts right here, and we take a look, we see the silver price today. It had a little drop, but it dropped right back down to where it was. So it went up, and it dropped back down to where it was. It's now $27.15. It's up 4 cents so far today. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is at $19.53. And it's down, just a sec, let me open the chart a little bit more here. It's down $2.40. That should close it up a little bit over there. Okay, so gold is at $19.53. And it's down $2.40 today. But it's creeping back up a little bit. It had a drop too. It dropped from $19.72, somewhere around that, back down to $19.50. And now it's at $19.53. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency. 348.3 billion. Let me refresh the page. 347.7. Now, I noticed something about cryptocurrencies, gold and silver. By gosh, they're moving together now. Cryptocurrencies, gold and silver all move together. And they have been for the last month or so. They didn't used to. This is new. But there's a direct correlation there. They're moving together very precisely. Let's take a look now at the Dow Jones Industrial Average today, and it's up 107 points. We're looking at a Dow of 28,100 today. How convenient, this bottom that was made. We got this drop, that I was predicting. Pretty much exactly when I was predicting it. And, then we get a bounce in the market we're undergoing right now. I just can't help but think, hey, you know what? This drop is something fishy about it, really fishy about it. They're complete control over all the markets now, by the Fed. But could they lose control over it? That's a big question. And at what point would they lose control over it, and exactly how? Because right now they have complete control over these markets. Let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil is $37.88. It's up 62 percentage of a point of a dollar, and that's 1.66%. It's up today on crude oil. U.S. Treasuries today, and we're looking at yield curves rising, but not significantly, but around 2 basis points on the long end. U.S. 30-year is up 2 basis points exactly at 1.42. And the U.S. 10-year is 0.682. So even though that the yields are falling today, 1.3 basis points on the 10-year. The 10-year was at 0.666, and now it's at 0.682. So it's a little bit higher than it was. Let's take a look now at the U.S. dollar index. And the dollar is at 93.11. It was at certain times today down in the 92s, 92.82 earlier today. Now it's up at 93.11. So let's turn off the charts. I'm going to tell you guys, there's a whole millions and millions of people who've lost their jobs in the United States. And those jobs aren't coming back. Now, I don't see any other way out of this. Except here in Canada and in the United States, what's going to happen is all these people who are out of work are going to start running out of money pretty soon. And a lot of them are facing foreclosure. They're facing their lease agreements on their cars. They're going to have repossessors come try to get their cars and everything else. And there's going to be an uproar coming. I'm not necessarily saying that it'll be any sort of a what's the term I could use, protests, or it might be protests and stuff, but There's going to be an uproar coming amongst the population of millions of people who feel dispossessed by this financial storm that's coming along post-virus. And, these people that feel dispossessed, there's only one solution, really, for the government at this point. And that's a basic income for these people, to overhaul the welfare systems that they have in place now and put in some sort of a basic income system. This is the only real option that they have left as part of their modern monetary theory. And the thing about this is this is going to lead to consumer inflation ultimately in the end, but what would be the option if they don't do it? And if they don't bring out some sort of a new welfare programs to help keep everything running, is you can't just have 20 million people on the street in the United States. And they're running out of money now. They're starting to run out of money. And it's going to swamp all of the welfare systems that are in place right now, like homeless shelters and things. They'll be absolutely swamped out of existence, all these people. They got to get some sort of a system in place. And I think they are working on it. I think that's what this is all about, this new digital dollar, which they call the Banking for All Act. And who's the all that they're referring to? They're referring to a lot of these people who are basically don't have the ability to have a bank themselves because they're on the street. The street people they're referring to as people who are homeless. That's who they're referring to when they say banking for all. The people who have homes have bank accounts. They're not worried about them. They're not talking about them. The Banking for All Act is looking for a way to establish some sort of a UBI payment system, And this is going to take time. If they implement this Banking for All Act, and they start to legislate it and they start to work on it the first of the year, it's probably going to take all of 2021. They're going to be establishing it. And all of 2021, you're going to see the regular cash dollar, the old system of money still in place, while they implement this new system in, And so, you don't have to worry about probably during 2021 cash going out of existence. But maybe 2022, maybe by 2022 they'll have it implemented to the point where they can say, okay, that's it. Bring in your cash. You got 90 days to turn your cash in or the cash will be invalidated. That's what I see coming once they get this system implemented. But it's such a big thing. A year would be a rush job to try to get it all implemented. Now, amongst the homeless will be right in there, and they'll have their little plastic card to this UBI or whatever very quickly because they're forced to make the transition over to this new system of money. But the people out there who have homes, the people out there who have businesses and stuff, they're going to continue to use cash as long as they can get away with doing that. They're going to continue to use cash, and they're also going to continue to use the old system. So we're going to have two systems of money running parallel to one another. This new dollar that they're trying to put in through the Banking for All Act and the old system that's still in place right now. And it's going to run parallel like that for quite a while because there's a big learning curve to all of this. You have to teach people how to use that new currency. And okay, it might be fairly easy to teach them, but still, when you're thinking about 350 million people, it's going to take time for them to all learn how, and before they can make the transition over and get rid of cash. I could see it easily taking 2 years. 2021 and 2022. 2023 before they're finally able to get rid of cash. But they cannot go over and have a negative interest rate policy any too much below 1%. Once they go below 1% negative, people will haul their money out of the bank. And the only one way they can take it out of the bank, and that's in cash form. And so if they want to go deep into the negative, say 4%, 5%, 6% into the negative, they're going to have this wallet fully implemented amongst everybody using it, And that's probably the biggest thing that's pushing them, is because there's so much debt out there. There's only two ways for them to get out of this debt. They can print their way out, which I think they're going to do, and they can use negative interest rates, which is the weirdest thing in the world. I don't completely understand negative interest rates, but I do know that it's the interest rates that's been there accruing interest all of these years is why they kept having to print more and more and more money. Maybe negative interest rates. I'm just not exactly quite sure if that extinguishes the debt or is exactly what it does. It's such a weird animal. I mean, when you think about somebody actually having the use of your money and you paying them to have the use of that money, that's so bizarre. Because all the way through history, we've always paid interest for somebody to hold their money for them or keep their money. So if you make a loan, you've always had to pay interest. Okay, listen, guys. I know I'm rambling on a little bit. Thank you for listening to this show. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.